I like his game. This year, the young man has really stepped it up. He's scoring more points, getting more rebounds, and he has 15 double-doubles. Now, today he has a good shot, double-double, and you're saying that you're seeing a young guy blossom.
Whoa! Attack at the rim with Duncan going high there with Dwayne.
Now, we're talking about Dwayne Wade. You're out there now, and you're a young guy. You're a big scorer. Your shot isn't, you're not getting any shots, and you're sulking. You're giving us your duck face. Wayne Wade is not doing that. How about this play right here? Now, he goes for the shot block. He's within the defense, okay? And then he picks up the foul. Whichever way it goes, you're not going to give Timmy Duncan a dunk in this situation. He could have just stepped aside and allow it to happen.
Duncan 2 of 5 at the line. The team is 2 of 6. Tonight on ESPN, the Bulls and Suns coverage begins at 8 Eastern, followed by the Cavaliers and the Heat right down here in South Florida. All right, the Spurs have shot free throws well. It's been an issue at times throughout the last few seasons of their championship run. They're a good shooting team this year, but they've hit a bad spot in the last quarter or game and a half, I should say.
Well, when Alberto's out there with Bowen and Duncan, you have 3 guys who are shooting in the 60s, and they're on the floor for you at the end of games. So naturally, that puts a lot of pressure on your offense to execute. So now, if you're the defensive team, foul them and make the foul shots.
Wade is 3 of 9 from the field. Finley the miss. Jacques Vaughn keeps the possession alive.
That's what I like about Jacques Vaughn. He's a tough dude. He understands. He can run a team. He'll get you into your offense, and he's not afraid to put his body in there.
Miami there to react to Ginobili. The ball movement, beautiful. Finley missed. Alberto a push from the back.
Alberto says, but wait a second. Shaq's been pushing me out of the way all night long. How come I can't get a non-call here?
3 on Alberto will come the other way to shoot free throws at the end of the quarter here.
That was a solid call by the referees. Yeah, keep an eye right in the middle of your screen. You're going to see it right there. You see that forearm go, boom. Now, a little acting by Posey. Because we all know that if a fight was going to break out, Posey definitely would not have fallen face forward. Okay?
220 pounds? It's a little forearm knocked him that far. Huh? James comes to the line. You know, Coach, while the last moment there was going on, I saw the scores go by. And Washington's losing to Portland. Gilbert Arenas, he promised 50 points. You know, he said, get this on your calendar. People should change the schedule, show it on TV. He only has 9 points. He's trying to get back at Nate McMillan like he did Mike D'Antoni when he was not selected to continue on with Team USA.
I wish someone would sit Gilbert down and explain to him that it was not the assistant coaches or the head coach. It's a committee that picked the Olympic team. And he will have difficulty scoring 50 against them because they don't play anymore. Okay? But I just wish he'd get off of that because he is having a sensational season.
Awesome year.
And it's beautiful to watch because the young man does things every night in the course of a ball game that are absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, and in his defense, it's going to be tough for him to keep those numbers up without Antoine Jamison.
That's right.
Final seconds here, Miami leading by 4. Back into the third. Ori on the floor at the end of the quarter. Ginobili fading. Draws nothing. Posey didn't release it in time. That's the end of the third. It's tied after 1. Spurs by 1 at the half. Go to the 4th. Miami by 4. The NBA on ABC continues after this message. And a word from our ABC station. Header with the Lakers and Cavs to follow. Miami leading San Antonio by 4. It's been a quiet game for Dwayne Wade. Just 3 of 9 from the field and 8 points for the 3rd leading scorer in the league. What a flash to stardom it's been for the 5th overall pick in that outstanding 2003 draft. First 3 seasons, big numbers, and the Finals MVP. Only Kobe's new number 24 jersey sells more than Dwayne. One of the 50 most beautiful people is voted by People magazine. Gracing Sports Illustrated's coveted cover as the Sportsman of the Year in 2006. And Dwayne Wade, who is once again going to the All-Star game and starting for the East, talking about what a thrill it is to be in the room with all the great players as your teammates, as Brent Barry hits a 3 to get the Spurs back within 1. And Dwayne looking forward to next weekend in Las Vegas as just one more step on this great run in the early part of his career. Shaq starts the 4th on the bench. Posey misfires with Antoine Walker, Eddie Jones, and Alonzo Mourning. Tony Parker, Michael Finley, Duncan, Barry, and Ori are the 5, as you see there, for Popovich's team.
Now, you've got to get up on Barry. Right now, San Antonio, they have already made 8 threes in this game.
Finley missed. Duncan pushed in the back by Zoe. We talked about Dwayne Wade. It was very interesting, as you know. I try to read as much as I can. Thumbing through Business Week magazine this week, and it was talking about Dwayne Wade, the industry, how Dwayne Wade is becoming a brand, not just a player. All of his endorsements, Converse, Gatorade, Topps cards, T-Mobile. He's got his own style of phone that he helped model and design that's coming out All-Star Weekend. There he is with the knockout. He's such a good player, but he's set such an example. Corporate America just tries to latch on to this rising star in the league. And he is a fourth-quarter player. That's one of the things that everybody loves to be around. Guys who, when it matters most, makes the shots, and he might be getting ready for a big fourth quarter here.
He made his game. When he came in as a defender. A questionable scorer.
Right.
He worked on that offensive game in his first 2 years here, going extra work in the mornings, afternoons, and off time with the coaching staff. He developed all of this. So that's why you're so happy for the young man, and he handles his success extremely well.
He's playing the point here now, and he has back-to-back field goals. We saw this a few weeks ago when Cleveland and Miami hooked up on a nationally televised game, and Wade just took over the fourth quarter of that game, going to the line on a regular basis.
Well, Mike, when you move him to the point, that will happen because he's handling the ball all the time, and he's not down on the baseline running from side to side trying to get free. And you like this because what it does is it gives Gary Payton a chance to rest at this time in the fourth quarter, so now he can come back if you need him in the last 6 minutes.
2 fouls on Alonzo Mourning here in the first 2 minutes. So Miami with the early team fouls here in the fourth. One to shoot. Barry didn't see it. Shot clock violation before any foul call on the contact.
Now, Ronnie Rothstein was up applauding his team. The execution defensively was terrific. They covered from one side of the floor to the other when the ball went into this quarter. Now just watch the diagonal pass. Watch this rotation. Posey came right out and did not foul the player. Now watch Ronnie Rothstein to the left there, clapping for his guys. That was beautiful chemistry.
And guess who? Dwayne Wade, who has hit 3 field goals here to start the fourth quarter. He is a definite fourth quarter performer, and here he goes.
Did we say early that we were not worrying about the shot attempts? Come on, this guy can turn it on. And all you have to do is move him to the point guard.
That's your point. It's a huge point. As he plays the backup for Payton for the moment, Wade puts Miami up 5. The MVP of the finals, Dwayne Wade, with all 6 in the quarter, Miami by 5. Dwayne quoted in the Miami paper earlier this week talking about Dirk Nowitzki, who said they gave us the championship last year, but he's the reason they lost the championship because he wasn't the leader, meaning Dirk, he was supposed to be. Mark Cuban, the owner of the Mavericks, responded in his blog, "You're an amazing player, Dwayne. I love watching you shoot free throws. What you know about Dirk's leadership skills is non-existent." Talking about overinflated value. Did you take business classes at Marquette? Today, I asked Wade about the back and forth.
What Dirk said about our team, about the championship. And that's where the whole thing came from, about how, they gave us the championship and all that. So, I took my shot back. But, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not finna go back and forth in the paper, back and forth on interviews talking about guys. That's not what I do. I'm a big fan of Dirk. He's one of my favorite players to watch. They're having a great year, but, if somebody talk about my team, about our championship, then, that's the only reason I defended my team.
Duncan puts back the Ori miss at the rim. It's a 3-point game. You like to hear the back end of that where it's, hey, look, I'm a fan of Dirk, and hopefully it can quell some of the silliness going back and forth.
Well, I agree with you, okay? Mainly because we're talking about 2 guys who were up for MVP last year. 2 guys who will be up for MVP possibly at the end of this season. Yes. And they are 2 of the best that we have in the game. So let's just end all of this, this childish talking back and forth.
Eddie Jones with the hoop. Barry an air ball on the 3. Wade gets the rebound. QB, I think important to remind folks, as we mentioned, Dwayne playing the point here, getting his shot from that elbow. The first time he's missed here in the quarter. And we have a loose ball foul No foul, inadvertent whistle, says Danny Crawford. So it's Spurs ball. We should remind folks why Wade is seeing these minutes as the point right now.
Well, Jason Williams is out with a strained abdominal, and they tried to bring him back at the beginning of the week. Unfortunately, he reacted poorly, so consequently they're going to rest him, and it might be after the All-Star game. Now, they need him because he's having a great year, averaging 10 points a game and 5 assists to 1 turnover. He's leading the league in that department. So they know that they need him. And if you look at their run last year, they need he and Payton together to be healthy at playoff time. Jason would give you those first 3 quarters of great play, and then Payton would come in against Detroit. Chauncey Billups in the finals against Harris. All right, you move Terry to the point. All right, Payton would play him in those last 12 minutes of the 4th quarter. So both of those guys are a 2-headed point guard situation unless something happens here before trade deadline.
Zoe picked up another one. That is 3 on Alonzo here in the quarter and 3 team fouls on the Heat. Duncan lost it as Antoine Walker knocked it away. 6 to shoot.
Now, good pass. Nice pass by Parker and a very good defensive play. Solid by Antoine Walker. You've got to go into Timmy. Timmy's got a challenge morning.
Goes around him, and Alonzo's defense is there again.
I give him the best. We said that early. He's 4th in the league in shot blocks, and when you do that and you do not play 30 minutes a game, that's some stat.
Wade lobbed it in there. Zoe didn't finish it. Kept alive. Antoine Walker pitches it out. Wade put it on the deck. Short on the runner, wanted the foul call.
Oh, you got to get it up here now, Mike. You got a big advantage.
Yep, 5-on-3 numbers. Duncan has it slapped away by Walker, but the 4th team foul of the quarter on the Heat.
Now, unfortunately for Miami, you know, we had two people stay back behind the half-court line. So the Spurs had a 5-on-3 situation. Now, anytime that happens, the smartest thing to do for your defense is to foul and do not allow them to get up a shot attempt.
So Morning's going to go over to the bench, and Miami will go without Shaq or Zoe for the moment, as Haslam and Posey and Walker join Jones and Wade in the backcourt.
Now, right now, Miami's in it. You know, they give you a 2-3 look, except what they're doing. Whoa!
I got it.
And look at Mike Sirico.
What are you worried about?
That soccer team. Are they looking for someone for our national team? I mean, you could be in that goal. Come on, you were so quick with that left hand.
Saw the ball coming, you know, got the hand out there. A technical foul on me? Oh, no, a technical foul has been called on the Spurs. Robert Horry. Horry got discarded during that possession, hit the deck, and complained afterwards, and the technical foul was called here on Robert.
Well, we know that this year you are not going to go up to a referee and give anyone any heat. Forget about the magic word. They are not going to be in a situation where you're going to show them up on a call. It's going to be an automatic.
Wade now has 15 points, 9 here in the quarter. And it's still Spurs ball. It is a 6-point lead, only 7 points for Greg Popovich's team here in the 4th.
San Antonio, after timeouts or taking the ball on the side, usually will run great offensive plays. Now, I like what Miami did. They gave you a look right there, and then boom, they were in a 2-3 set. It was just beautiful defensively and how they converged on the dribble. Ronnie's all upset, and he has a right to be.
3 on the shot clock here. The Spurs have to be mindful of that. Duncan, the pass to Parker, fouled by Eddie Jones, and the Spurs will spend the last 7.5 of this quarter in the bonus.
Most impressive thing from Miami today, Mike, is the intensity, and it's not just with the first group. It's with all of the guys that they're bringing into the rotation. Watch this defensive play. Now, that was a great effort by Eddie Jones. Okay, you say, yeah, but he fouled. That's okay. The effort was there, and they're not giving him an uncontested layup.
Parker shoots him at 78% and makes the first.
By the way, for all you Jason Capono fans out there, he only has 13 points. 10 rebounds, the leading rebounder for Miami here.
Career high in rebounds.
That's correct, and he's only played 24 minutes.
His first career double-double, and Capono, the 4th-year man out of UCLA, waits on the bench as Parker knocks him down. 4-point game. Shaq sitting over there as well. He had a very good start to the 3rd quarter. O'Neal with 16 points in 25 minutes of action. About as good as he has looked that's coming back. Wade. Oh, the reverser, Dwayne, and the blocking foul is called. He makes one per game. Really ridiculous shot, it seems like, and he almost had one converted there.
You love him when he gets down in here, and as he comes back to his left-hand side. That's where, in the finals last year, he was absolutely spectacular. Because not only would he make that acrobatic shot, he would go to the line and convert it into a three-point play.
Dwayne averaged 30 points per game in the month of January. Nobody gets to the line more than D. Wade. I think that was part of Mark Cuban's blog mention. I enjoy watching you shoot free throws. He gets the calls, and he gets to the line aggressively with his field goal attempt.
Well, this year, he's the only guy making over 10. He's at 11-plus a game. Now, you have to take a lot of body contact for that, Mike. And in this league, you get hammered. So let's give him a testimony to him also. He takes a lot of physical punishment.
The fading Ginobili was fouled. Miami's fans getting frustrated. But right now, San Antonio's being aggressive, and they're drawing the fouls on the Heat.
I like the attitude of the building today. See, the people wanted to see this effort, Mike,
good,
and
right.
they're getting it.
That's good.
Now, we have no idea what's going to happen in the last 7 minutes.
Right.
But this is something that you build on. Hopefully, you can win this game, okay? But the main thing is that it's there.
Here was their frustration with the latest foul.
Yeah, well, you see, Posey had him right on the hip. You see, you can't do that. And that was an easy call for the trail referee. Easy.
Well, Hubie, these teams have veterans. Many of these players have competed in the NBA Finals, and all the veterans, our statistician Marty Aronoff pointed out, 11 of the 24 guys suited up today have been in the league for a decade or more. So they know in the back of their mind it's getting to be the time where we got to crank it up a little bit here. Wade to Walker. Nice little release after he discards Ori.
Now, see, he can do that. That was his pet move.
Yes.
Off the dribble, down inside, reverse dribble, get you on my back, give you the baby hook right in your face. I'd like to see him get back to that, but I'd like to see him, most of all, regain his offensive confidence.
You just see his free throw shooting. His confidence has been shot. Parker slapped away by Wade. Picked up by Posey. Who's running with him? Tough pass. Three Spurs are there. Parker on Wade. Goes to the left. Wade!
Wow.
Another block! Wade wants it on the right. Wade. Posey couldn't catch it. Turnover.
Now, he's upset with himself. He's upset with himself because, you know, you and I both know a lot of guys would have shot that ball.
Yes,
okay?
that's what he wanted.
Just watch this. He comes out of nowhere right here. He measured that one. That was absolutely beautiful. Now, Parker gives him a great move. He just extended. And at the other end, he could have shot that jump shot and then brought this building down. Instead, he gave it up to a guy who was open. Unfortunately, the pass was not on the money.
Dwayne second on this Miami team in blocks with 57 now on the year. Obviously, Shaq with more games to get his number up, but Ginobili a three. He tipped out to Ori. That's happened before. Elton up front with Ori, Bowen, Ginobili, and Parker for San Antonio.
Yeah, see, without Duncan in there, you know, they don't have a post-up game.
Ori collects. Posey the board. Miami's been good on the glass here today. Plus 10 in the rebound column. Wade against Bowen. Walker takes it and makes it.
We're talking about a guy, as we know, who has been struggling all year long here. He's shooting 41 from the field and 38 threes. You know, he's really had a difficult time. I mean, 27 in threes. He's had a difficult time. His offense has been questioned, but today he's playing with great confidence.
He looks like the confident Antoine Walker we saw the last couple of years. Parker gets inside, and the foul is called.
Eddie Jones has given a new dimension to this defense with the second group.
Yes.
He has added a major part.
Great point. Great point. Trying to make a little bit of a difference here with this Miami team. Yeah, Walker, no shimmy. What's Antoine going to give us? I made a hoop. I'm cool. Everything's okay. Here in Miami with the champs lead by 8.
Hey, McMillan, you gelling?
I'm gelling and Zinfandelin, and so's my new bride, Helen McMillan.
I'm so happy my eyes are welling.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are so soft, they make your feet feel outrageously comfortable.
I'm gelling.
You're so not gelling.
Dr. Scholl's.
Valentine's Day, a tradition that lets us show our love to those closest to us. This Valentine's Day, give the sweetest of American traditions, the Whitman's Sampler Heart. Whitman's, an American tradition since 1842.
So you gonna put me in your 5?
You are not going to get in my 5 wearing that hat.
Man, this hat is stacked.
Win Friday over the Heat. He and the Cavaliers taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. That's coming up next with Mike Green, Mark Jackson, and Lisa Salters standing by in Ohio. Dwayne Wade has scored 9 of the Miami 15 here in the fourth. The Heat leading 84-76, trying to split the season series with the Spurs and get to within a game of 500.
Well, Mike, San Antonio sitting on, 4 minutes and 15 seconds, no field goal. And then they are 5 for 25. Their last 25 shots, they're 5 for 25. Now, we know that they tried to get by a little bit of time there without Duncan in there. Well, when you take Duncan out, you have no threat in the post-up situation. So consequently, he gives a lot of credit to the Miami defense. They covered the dribblers well.
And they are 6 of 13, make it 7 of 14 at the line. And remember, team fouls with San Antonio in the bonus, Miami over the limit. Just 1 team foul on the Spurs. Here for the last 5 minutes. Still Shaq on the bench. Haslam, Walker, Posey, Wade and Jones. And Dwayne Wade has 11 in the quarter.
Now, anytime that he's at the top of the key, you have got to go out and get him on any pick. You cannot lay back. He just came off of that screen. He's going to shoot and make it because he loves the middle of the floor.
Parker twisting Jones, got him in the air and draws the foul on the pass, but in the bonus, free throws coming. Hugh, you talked about the addition of Eddie Jones to this team. For those who were not paying attention, at February 1st, he was allowed to join Miami as a free agent after the buyout from Memphis. Memphis buying out just over $15 million of the money remaining owed to him. He's from Pompano Beach, a native of Pompano Beach, obviously played down here in Miami, so returns here as opposed to thinking about other places like Dallas. And you mentioned what he gives this Miami team on the defensive end.
Well, first of all, a great defender, then a good three-point shooter, and then a guy who can make things happen for you in the open floor. Most of all, though, he can hit the big shot under pressure, and that's what you try to add at this time of the year.
Wade over Bowen. What a quarter from Dwayne Wade. What do we say at the top of the fourth? He's a fourth quarter kind of player no matter what happens in the first 3. Doing it again here this afternoon. He's 5 of 7 from the field in the fourth. Duncan operating on Haslam. He was patient, but he didn't make it. Walker the rebound.
Yeah, but that's good basketball. You got to go to Duncan. I was surprised that we didn't see any cutters go through there. Everybody stayed behind the three-point line. Well, that allowed the defenders to come down and bother Duncan when he made his move. Now, right now, you're giving you Dwayne Wade. It's a highlight film right now in this quarter. Now, you see right there, the defender was right up on top of him, except he shoot up over you because he's looking for that 18 to 21-foot shot.
Getting it back with Bowen right in his face. Bruce using his feet, trying to prepare. Finley on the switch. Walker a 3. And Quan Walker. A 13-point Miami lead.
Now, see, that's good awareness. They stepped up that time, played it perfectly defensively, but now they kick back. And that was a great move by Wade.
Walker came over for the defensive help and is called for the foul.
Now just watch as Wade comes off. You see they got 2 guys going for him right now. Well, there's no one there on the rotation. Ginobili had to come from too far of a distance. He was late.
Duncan back to the line where it has been a struggle. 2 of 7 for Tim today.
It's also nice to have confidence in the guy you're throwing it back to, who's having a terrific afternoon.
You talked about the confidence level for Walker, how tough it's been. And Antoine Walker has been a good shooter for so much of his career. And just at the line, when a guy is 19 out of 57 at the line, he's an 11th-year veteran in the league, you can tell that his confidence is just shot. A game like this could turn the season in the other direction. Wade and Walker have scored 20 of the 22 for the Heat here in the fourth.
See, that's good basketball. Get the ball out of his hands, but then try to... Well, if you say, why'd they do that? They did it to run some time.
Parker forcing left, got the hand out there, and Danny Crawford with the call. Team foul 4 on the Spurs.
When you watch Wade play, the ability to handle a basketball with his right hand or his left hand is the major key at the top, because he can take you either way strong, and then he will get that big loping first step. If you're laying off him, he's in your face, like right there.
Missed it there. Haslam goes up and gets the rebound. I correct my mistake. 3 team fouls on the Spurs.
Smart basketball. You get a situation like that, don't force the shot. Don't give him an opportunity. Run some time.
Eddie Jones show and go to the rim for 2.
Eddie looks like he never left.
Parker kicks to Bowen. Ginobili over the back. Loose ball foul. Well, Eddie Jones has to walk around and see those unbelievably huge and heavy championship rings. Wait a minute. I was here for 5+ years. I loved it here. I'm back near my home. I want to get one of those myself.
That's right.
Jones has a dozen. Some of his old teammates would like to see it. From Eddie, Miami +13. Fiance Tony Parker and the Spurs trail here by 13, but you'll see the primetime tonight on ABC, 7/6 Central, 2-hour Extreme Makeover Home Edition honoring the families of a true hero from 9/11. Then a brand new Desperate Housewives that you have to see to believe with Eva and the rest of the cast. And at 10/9 Central Television's next great family drama, Brothers and Sisters. It's all new tonight on ABC. And today on ABC, the Dwayne Wade fourth quarter takeover.
Well, it's just nice to watch him once he gets in a groove. He just plays with such great enthusiasm. Now, that gives it 1 block. Here's his 2nd block. And that ignited him. He never gave up on himself. A beautiful assist. 1 of 7 that he has in this game. He's given us the total package in this quarter, and the reason why the basketball world was so excited during the NBA Finals.
Those possessions in the fourth quarter were just so much fun to watch. What was he going to do? And that is why he has captivated so many people with his play. Here he is, watched again by Bowen. Spurs need stops, down 13 with 2:20 to go. Wade spinning, shooting, scoring again. In the Cleveland game, it was all those free throws, 23 consecutive makes of free throws. Ginobili comes back for 2. I remember February 12th, back a year or so ago, when Dwayne had the final 17 points of the game against the Pistons here on ABC. Dwayne senses the moment. The Spurs finally stopped the 7-minute drought from the field.
Absolutely. That's a big point, Mike. 7 minutes, San Antonio. That's their first field goal.
Walker, Haslam in the cylinder, waved off.
One of the very few things that has not worked out for Miami in the second half. You got to look at this and say Antoine Walker, Eddie Jones. Jones with 12 points, Walker with 10 off the bench. Their bench has been extremely productive. 27 points in this game. Beautiful.
Spurs need points in a hurry. Duncan could not collect it. Turned over. The Spurs in danger of losing back-to-back games in Florida. Losing in Orlando on Friday night. Giving up 100 points in both games. And allowing the opponent to shoot over 50%. Posey couldn't save Wade. Turned over.
I think what you have to worry about if you're San Antonio, Mike, they now have 18 losses after this game. You go 18. Well, now they're tied with Houston.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're
Utah's
saying,
ahead of them.
That's exactly right. Utah's ahead. They're in third now, right now. And then also, they're 9 games on the loss side behind Dallas. Big stat.
9 with 31 to go. Antoine Walker missed the 3. I remind you, the second game of our NBA Sunday doubleheader on ABC comes up next. From Cleveland, you'll see Kobe and the Lakers taking on the Cavaliers. And then our NBA Sunday will continue in Chicago, or rather in Phoenix, I should say, with the Bulls visiting the Suns at 8 Eastern on ESPN. Ginobili makes it 95-84, minute to go.
A lot of questions in town today. Hey, what kind of team are we going to see coming out here today? You know, are they going to play? Is Shaq going to have the energy? Well, he answered that early. And then what about the bench? Well, the bench has answered it. And then, you know, you're saying, well, how's Eddie Jones doing? Eddie Jones is doing fine, thank you. And he's making contributions at both ends. So it's just been beautiful. And if I'm a fan, I am really happy going home today. They showed us a terrific effort here this afternoon.
Posey traveled. San Antonio takes a 20. And, Coach, I'm sure people are asking you, they watched Shaq there in the first half and play so well in the third quarter. Why don't you bring him back? Well, I'm sure, one, things were going pretty well for them. And we'll talk about the other part of that right after this 20-second timeout.
Freedom is power. The 197 horsepower Civic Si from Honda. Reverse your thinking.
Spurs fall down 11, 44.7 to go. Hubie, why you don't see Shaq coming back here in the fourth quarter?
Well, first, he's had a terrific game, Mike. 25 minutes, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 7 for 11 from the field. The major thing is when you went to the bench and you brought in Mourning, he did a nice job. But then you took him out and you went to Antoine Walker and Posey, Eddie Jones, etc. You know what? They have played outstanding. And then at the offensive end, Wade has just taken over.
Got a group that's working. Yeah, let that group finish off. Duncan the foul. And, you know, Miami's got to keep the big piece in mind here. Everyone said Shaq isn't ready for 34, 35 minutes yet. So why in a regular season game, especially with things going well, you don't want to sacrifice the one game for the down the line. Let him build slowly, right?
Especially since you were happy. Yeah. You're ahead in the game. And then once you came to your, like Ronnie, when the question came for him, did I have to put him in? I just look up and say, hey, we're doing fine. Let me stay with the guys that are out on the floor. Because when you got veteran guys like both of these teams, you want to always reward them when they're playing to their maximum and they're playing great team ball. Team ball at both ends of the floor.
Lakers, Cavs next is Duncan free throws in and out. Loose ball foul on Ginobili coming over the back. You know, we mentioned Pat Riley recovering from the knee and hip surgery, and he's been out for really since January 1st. And as a coach, as a guy who spent thousands of nights on benches, you got to feel good for what Ron Rothstein, because it's not an easy thing to do, because, yeah, you've been around forever and you're a head coach. But, by the way, slide in here while things are going not great, and keep the ship running steady for us.
Well, the main thing is keeping everyone happy. And then also running practices where there is a respect factor.
Right.
When you come in, see, there was no drop-off here in organization because you have an excellent coaching staff here. So Ronnie said, yeah, I moved to the major seat, and I got to make a lot of, you know, big decisions here right now, but I have a great staff to help me, and then also the players, their respect for Ronnie Rothstein, and he has handled it well. And I like what some of them have said privately to us, and that is he handles the young guys extremely well. And that's good. Then he handles the older guys, and they have a respect for him because it's all about chemistry and getting it done. Nice to hear.
Miami plus 12, 42 seconds to go.
Lots of banks have free checking. But only Wachovia's free checking is something that no one else can offer. The bank that's been rated #1 in customer satisfaction 5 years in a row. Unbeatable free checking. Are you with Wachovia?
Fifth leading scorer in the NBA, Kobe Bryant, averaging 28.5 a game as the Lakers continue their East Coast trip, taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's coming up next as NBA Sunday continues on ABC. Much like the Spurs, the Lakers on this very long road trip. And much like the Spurs, they were hoping to be above 500 on the trip and go back home with good feelings for this last 30-game stretch, but it's going to be a struggle for both teams.
Well, Mike, for a fan today, a basketball fan, there are only 3 guys in this league doing 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. And you have a chance to watch all 3 today. In this game, you have Wade. In the next game, you have LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. They have the total package. They make it happen every facet of the game.
And don't forget, you have that Bulls-Phoenix game on ESPN tonight. These NBA Sundays with the 2 games on ABC. The game tonight, kind of fun as we get towards All-Star Weekend. And this guy will be center stage in Vegas. He has put on a clinic and hits the capping 3 to take Miami to 100. And kind of put up your hand and say, check, please.
I thought I saw that ball curve. I thought it was going to the left of the rim, Mike. Okay? I thought it actually curved to the right.
Finley with the misses. San Antonio will go 2-4 on this rodeo road trip. Miami has won 6 of their last 7 games. They split the season series in this season, and San Antonio's 33-18, now 9 behind Dallas in the lost call. Wade at 18 in the fourth quarter, 26 for the game. Capono his first career double-double. Ginobili at 26. Parker 20. Our final score, Miami 100. San Antonio 85 with Hall of Famer Hubie Brown, Mike Tirico so long from Miami. Mike Breen, Mark Jackson standing by for the Lakers and Cavs next. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. And we thank you for watching ABC, home of the NBA Finals. NBA Sunday continues with the Lakers and Cavs after this.